Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today it's been about a week since we started this bin, and actually, you guys, I will put that video somewhere up here. So, a couple of things. I made a mistake, which is fine, but I definitely made a mistake last week in this video, and that mistake is coming to you right now. I went and checked the bin, and they were trying to escape again. I brought them inside today after I got off of work, just because today was really hot, and I was scared that they were going to dry out. I also did some damage to my bin. I broke it, so I'll show you guys that at a later time. So the reason why I'm stupid is that I went to check the bin because I was like, they're leaving. There has to be a reason why they're leaving. And so I was like, maybe they've gone through all their food already. How they would do that in 24 hours, I'm not really sure. So I checked the bin, and like I said, I was putting food on one side, and leaving the other side empty just so that they would all eat on one side. And my little dumb booty checked the wrong side of the bin, so there was no food. And I was like, they've gone through all this food. I need to give them more food. So I put in more food because I'm stupid. So now my bin is overfed. When the sun goes down, that light that they're staying hidden from is no longer, out. So they just want to leave my bin because they don't like it, which is really rude because I thought I did a good job. So you can see, like, if you kind of look closely, like, this is all worm castings, which means they're hanging out up here. And I don't know if they're hanging out up here because they're trying to escape, or if they are hanging up out here because it's a little bit more moist. This newspaper is still kind of very moist, which is good. It's doing its job. So I'm not really sure why they're hanging up out here. So, I mean, they are eating and pooping, which is good, right? We got to start somewhere. What they're eating, I have no idea because I just added a bunch of food today, like a lot. Probably the same amount of food that I added yesterday. And this food wasn't chopped up. So I don't really think I'm going to need to feed this bin for a good week and a half. I was reading from my little pH reader. The bin is a little bit alkaline, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to get it acidic because worms like soil that's a little bit more acidic. So I'm going to have to find a way to add acid. Okay. I don't know. I'm going to do some research on it. I'm going to try and get this a little bit more acidic. I got to find some hydrogen ions to throw in here. Oh, I also added more water. I think it was needed. I'm really not sure what I'm doing. I probably, after today, won't ever add water to this bin unless I am adding dry stuff. And none of my food is ever dry because I blend it and then freeze it. So now that you guys know that I've overfed my bin, I'm actually very happy that I did that because I believe that overfeeding, well, okay, so I read that overfeeding your bin kind of makes it a little bit more acidic. And if you don't remember from 45 seconds ago, I actually want my bin to be a little bit more acidic because it was really alkaline. So I think overfeeding my bin did some wondrous things, and that was on Tuesday, and today is Sunday. So we're just gonna take a peek in here and see what's going on, and I will move you guys a little bit closer so you guys can actually see inside of this bin. Okay, so let us take a look inside. So you can see this was the newspaper that I put on top. If you look closely, all of that brownish, blackish stuff, that's all worm casting, so that's good. And this newspaper is, it is still moist, so that's also good. Means it shouldn't be too dry in here. And this is the paper towels that I used to clean up my blender mess. These still look good. So this is kind of what it looks like inside. There are seedlings growing. It means that things are going well in here, and I'm gonna go and try and find some worms. Oh, look, here's one. Here's a wormy. I'm gonna try and find some more. They're really kind of sluggish, which I'm not a fan of. I was hoping they would be more moving around a little bit more. Here's a good clump of them. Yeah, they are eating something. Not exactly sure what. They are definitely going after something in here. So there's still a lot of food in here, and I don't necessarily think that I need to refeed this bin. I did bring my food out here, but I don't think I'm going to need to feed my bin. And right now I'm just gonna give it a nice little fluff, help kind of aerate my bin. And just help mix everything around. I really haven't touched this bin since Tuesday when I overfed it. Definitely moving now that they're out in this. Well, I did this in a shady spot, but they're definitely moving. There's still a lot of cocoa core in here, so I'm really not expecting much from them. I think I'm gonna add more water to this maybe, because it's not like dry, but I think it might be a little bit too dry for them. Okay, so what this water is from, I ground up this stuff, which is eggshells and oatmeal, and then some newspaper, and my coffee grounds I also ground up. So coffee grinds work in worms the same way coffee works in us. It makes them hungrier, so it makes them kind of eat faster, and then it also makes them grow bigger. There we go. Those are the words I'm looking for. So that is what, and then I just added some water and I kind of hit the blend button, and so it picked up all the debris. This is what I was talking about last week. If you don't remember that video, again, it's up here. So I'm actually just gonna kind of spread it around. Okay. And we're only gonna do, that was more than half. I was gonna say half, but I didn't really put that much water in there. And we're just gonna kind of add some moisture to this. I might go get more water. So I'm definitely gonna go get more water. I think it's a little bit too dry for them because they're moving a little bit slow today. Okay, so before I add any more water to this, I do want to take a water reading, if we remember this. Yeah, so this is definitely dry. It's, we're at like 3.5, so it's a little bit more moist than mine when I checked it last week, but we're still climbing. So we're almost at a 4. Let's read the pH. It's still really alkaline. I think I'm gonna add maybe a couple of slices of citrus in here just to try and get it a little bit more acidic. But I'm definitely going to be adding way more water. Maybe not way more water, but definitely adding more water. My worms are moving really slow, and I think it's because they're dehydrated. So we are definitely going to be adding water today. More water than I've already added. So let's just go ahead and do that. I think I'm going to buy, well, I'm hoping once I get the moisture level right in here, I won't need to add any more water to this stuff. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of trying to get down deep and adding water a little bit deeper. I'm actually out of water already, so I have to go get more. But I'm kind of digging holes and adding water in the holes and then fluffing that up and around the sides of the bin. We are just trying to rehydrate this bin. It didn't feel very dry to my touch, but what's moist to me might not be so moist to the worms. And I'm gonna let this kind of percolate for a little bit, and then I will do another moisture reading. Oh, and I'm gonna go grab those orange slices that I told you guys about. So I am still seeing some food. I'm actually not, I feel like I added a lot of food last week, and I'm not seeing, like, I'm seeing, like, this is some lettuce, but I'm not seeing huge chunks of food anymore, and I think it's because I ground everything up. I'm seeing a lot of newspaper, but newspaper pretty much takes about 21 days before they even want to start chewing on it. So the newspaper is probably going to be in here for a very long time. Okay, so yeah, we're actually almost at a 5 now, so this is good. So I'm just leaving the moisture reader in here. I really want to get a good sense of how moist it is now. What I am going to do is I am going to add a little bit more food. Oh man, I forgot the orange again. I will get that orange. I am gonna add a little bit more food. This was all the food that we talked about in my first video. I couldn't remember the word for video. Here's the avocado pit. I can't even see that. There's the avocado pit right there. And all the food, the tomato was in here and all that good stuff. And so I just ground all of it up, blended it, and then I just stuck it in the freezer. They're literally like little plants growing. I think I threw like a bell pepper with all the seeds in it, and I think the seedlings are literally growing in here, that's a good thing. That means it's healthy enough for plants to grow. So I can't find them inside, and so I have no idea what's gonna happen with this bin, because I don't really have any other ideas to get this a little bit more acidic. So I am, because I'm not really seeing a lot of food, I am going to add a little bit of food. My food is still frozen because I didn't plan this out well. I should have taken this out last night, and I just didn't do that. So I'm going to use a spoon to try and dig some of this out. It's actually not that frozen. I think I did give it enough time to kind of thaw out a little bit. So I'm gonna do probably about a cup of this stuff, along with some of the stuff that I know is gonna take forever to break down, like this avocado pit that's in here. If you have any questions, add some comments. If you want to say some nice things, add some comments. If you want to say some mean things, I guess you can add some comments. Next week I'll be smarter and I'll take my food out on Saturday, because I record and post every Sunday. It gives me and my wonderful person who edits all of my videos, gives both of us enough time to edit and tape and post and make any changes that we need to make, just so you guys are getting kind of the best content that my little poor self can afford. So right now I'm just going to add all of this stuff into my little hole, and this is my little bit of food. And so I am just literally just kind of dumping that in, just like that. We are going to cover this hole back up. Boom, easily covered. Okay. And so this is what I was talking about. I do want to show you some of the food a little bit closer. So this is, I think this was the end of the cabbage, not the lettuce. I think cabbages are a little bit harder. This is already pretty freaking soft, and I think it's growing. Like, I don't remember seeing all of this stuff, so I think it's trying to grow. We don't want it to grow, we want it to decompose. So, I mean, there's that. I'm actually gonna bury this a little bit. So I'm not seeing a lot of food. That's why I wanted to add more food. I think I said on Tuesday, or the last time I recorded, when I added food like an idiot, I was like, maybe I don't really need to. I'm not gonna need to feed this bin for weeks. That's a lie. So, I forgot to do one thing. So actually, I'm going to try and dig a little bit, yeah, like that. And I'm gonna actually just add a little bit of dry newspaper kind of around and in the hole, just because we don't want the food to kind of create too much of a puddle and drown our worms. I'm actually gonna add more dry newspaper on top, but before that, what I do want to do is I want to add this. This will be, this is like grit for the worms to eat. They do need grit to eat, kind of like everybody says chickens. Yeah. So I'm really not going to use a lot of this because it is dry, and I just moistened this. So I think that's probably a good amount. I used a cup of oats, and then I think there were 3 eggshells that a friend gave to me. She's not vegan, so I used eggs. She bought the eggs. I refused to buy eggs. So yeah, she bought them, and so I kind of was like, okay, can I keep the eggshells? And she was like, yeah. I was like, okay, perfect. Then we are going to put all of this back down. So my paper towels. Oh, my newspaper, right? Okay. What I want to do is I'm actually going to fold this side a little like that, and this is just going to be a marker for where I fed, so on Tuesday of this week I don't come back and look and be like, I haven't fed them, let's overfeed them again. Oh, so basically what I have been doing right now is that I did bring them inside. It's summertime here. This bin is black. I don't want it to heat up too much, and I do have AC inside. Basically, I have them in perpetual sunlight. I have a lamp that I put directly over this, and I turn it on at night. Obviously, during the day, the sunlight is enough to keep them from straying outside of the box. That's how I've been keeping them inside my bin. I haven't really had any more escapees. I do check the bin once a night, probably around 10 o'clock. Now, my wormies should be happy. And I hope they are happy. I don't want to see sad worms, because they were a little bit sad today, but I think they just needed that glass of water in the morning to kickstart their day, because that's what I do. I drink a glass of water in the morning, and then I make myself a cup of coffee. So, you know, me and the worms were like one and the same. Alright, thanks guys for watching. I am going to add a little bit more water to the top of this, just so, because there is dry newspaper underneath of this. Just kind of a splashy splash.